Where is it?
Brian en otros tiempos. Bueno, pues
I know it's around here somewhere. That's not it. No. Oh, yep. Okay, here we go. Found it.
You are listening to the Bud Buddy Las Vegas podcast.
What's up, everybody? Thank you for downloading and listening to the Bud Buddy Las Vegas podcast. I'm your host, Tarl. Shout out to Josh Herzog for providing the tracks for today's podcast. You can follow him on Instagram at Joshua A. Herzog. That's on Instagram. And head over to the website, look for the post for this new podcast episode, and we will have a link to Josh's SoundCloud account over there too, where you can go and listen to more of his music. On today's program, I got a short little recap of the Champs Trade Show. Did a couple interviews with some folks there. I got Scott from the Well Cartel. He is owner of a CBD company here in Las Vegas. They starting out with some lozenges that they got in the market, and they're coming out with some other products too. We'll let Scott tell you more about that. Also did a quick interview with Ben from Boulder Case Company. I've met Ben last year, I think, at Champs, and we've kept in touch, talked a few times here and there, and they have a great product. He will tell you more about his product. And the last interview on today's podcast is Riana. She is from Nevada Dispensary Association. She is going to tell us more about what the Nevada Dispensary Association is and how you can learn more about them. We also have Lauren from the Churchill Foundation, and we are featuring Tex still. Tex still needs a home, so we're going to keep featuring him and other dogs until they get home. So, instead of hearing about Tex on the podcast more, why don't you just go adopt him? That would be great. So we're going to get into a few commercials here, and we'll get right into the interviews, so stay tuned. What's up, everybody? Have you wanted to invest in cannabis but didn't know how to do it? Head over to the website www.budbuddypodcast.com/invest. We got a little article over there about how you can invest in cannabis and get $5 free just by clicking on the link on my website. So again, www.budbuddypodcast.com/invest and get your $5 free to invest in cannabis today. Guys, if you're looking for a source for terpenes online, check out True Terpenes. Find them online at buy-terpenes.com. That's buy-terpenes.com. Use code BUDBUDDY10 at checkout and save yourself 10% off your order. Again, that's buy-terpenes.com. True Terpenes, rated #1 organic terpene company. All right, guys, thanks for listening to the podcast. First up, we have Scott from the Well Cartel, and we're going to follow that up with go right into the interview with Ben from Boulder Case Company. So there's a couple interviews from Champs. Super loud, super busy there, really hard to do any kind of interviews, but met a lot of great people and plan on doing some more interviews coming up in the future with folks that we met down there. So we'll get right into the interviews. So thank you for listening to the Bud Buddy Las Vegas podcast. I'm down here at Champs, first day. I'm here with Scott from the Well Cartel. Scott is a local Las Vegas businessman, and I'm going to let him tell you more about what he's up to. Scott, go ahead.
Hey, Tarl. Thanks for having me. What we're doing over here at Well Cartel is we're trying to provide a broad range of products to some patients, from patients, and very passionate people that we are here. We've all in some way, experienced, what CBD can do or what it could have done. And so we're trying to provide a really helpful, sublingual lozenge right now in many flavors at a, great quality and great prices, of course. And, with our Well Cartel stamp of care.
Right. Yeah, I'm going to take some pictures for the. I'm going to do a little blog post and so the podcast, so people can see what the packaging looks like. It's real, it's real clean, real nice. and it's a lozenge. So talk about a little bit more about the lozenge, the dosage, size of the package.
Right, yeah, so the package in total volume is to be 200 milligrams of isolate CBD. What we put it in a nice water and airtight cylindrical can to preserve the quality and just to really make it that go-to item that you carry with you in your close personal, luggage or whatnot. This is a proactive product. Sublingual use of CBD is known to be one of the primary applications for wellness because of the all the nerve endings in your mouth and all the CBD receptors attached to those nerve endings in your brain. And we've done a lot of study, unfortunately, due to tragedy about CBD, as us and the founders here at Well Cartel. And so we believe that sublingual use is very, very important. It's also very, very hard to get good flavoring with some of the aftertaste of CBD.
Yeah, CBD, even dabs or smoking it. It's not people are used to a different taste, and when it tastes, it's very. To me, I describe it as earthy. Like I don't really dirt.
Yeah.
I mean it's so. But yeah, no, I tried the banana and I tried the berry, and they're great tasting. It's got a great taste, and there's no none of that lingering CBD taste to it. And no, you guys did a great job on that.
Well, hey, thank you very much. Of course, because we are very we care about people. That's the most important thing here. We're doing this off of experience. So we'll be running a lot of R&D on new flavors. We'll try to give everybody something they can really love and depend on as a supplement to their diet and to the things that they need that we want to help them to establish in their diet. So yeah, it's a win-win. It's a lot of fun for us. And we've done this in other industries with a lot of flavoring and a lot of marketing and a lot of fun social environment company where we really are we want to leave a good impact on the world.
You guys have social media platforms that you're on? Absolutely,
yeah. Right now we're our main focus, our main channel would be our Instagram page,
okay.
And that's well.cartel.official. Okay, and what we'll have there is we'll have our story going. We'll also have our some of our photography and some of our brand ambassadors. We'll have tons of reviews. We'll have tons of events that we go to, and we want to reach everybody. We want to touch you in a way to where we can become your go-to company for your CBD needs.
Right.
And we'll back you every step of the way. And I am the founder. And that's what my goal is here. Is we're not doing this. It's almost like a 50-50. We're doing this to make a living, but we're also doing this in a responsibility way because we're kind of shook by some of the chemical imbalances that are going on in society these days with people, as a lack of hemp has been a law for the last 60-70 years. So we're ready to fight the good fight.
Well, no, it's really cool that you guys are a Las Vegas-based company, and that's something else that I really like to try to support too. Having businesses on my podcast, and guys that are doing good things. CBD is something that it's crazy. I just bumped around here real quick, and I mean, I've been coming to Champs for probably about 4 or 5 years, and 4 or 5 years ago there weren't any CBD companies. If there were, they were very small and they were in the corner, and now half this fucking place is CBD companies, and it's. I think it's a little hard for the consumer to know these days. Where the right place to get your CBD from, who to trust. Because it's so new. And it's still kind of taboo almost. And it's good that you guys. And what I like about your company is you have people that are working from experience of using the product. Like you said, unfortunate circumstances led you to where you are now. But moving forward, you're looking to help people and make a positive impact, on people.
Yeah, absolutely. And I'm really just blessed to know that you picked up on all that because let me be perfectly clear about what the Well Cartel is. We're a wellness company to help people with the CBD that their body desires, but also a wellness company in business ethics, and we're here to really promote a really responsible environment. we're trying to deliver something for every symptom here, and we want to help as many people as we can, and we want to see something good happen here, and it's really awesome that you picked up on it right away. We just met. You walk up to the booth, and with the Well Cartel, you don't buy our product. You join us, and we are going to be your go-to supplier for your needs, and we're going to build in all kinds of value for you, and we're going to really get to take care of you individually as customers or vendors or whoever wants to join us.
Right, because you're looking to get this product into dispensaries, smoke shops. I mean, really any wellness center, I suppose. Anybody that's that
we will.
Yeah, that's awesome.
We will join forces with the right retail channels and distribution channels to make sure that we can touch as many people as possible.
Do you sell it now? I mean, are the products available for sale now?
The product is now just on. Today we're delivering our first orders, and we're taking.
What is today? The 18th, 17th?
Today is the 17th.
July 17th. So
yes,
launch of the Well Cartel. Can you buy it online, or it will be available online?
The website is up. It's the shopping cart is non-functional quite so far. However, we'll have that operational within about 2 weeks. Okay. So right now we're going to be taking retail and distribution orders, and we're gonna filter in through some of the shops that we know that we can work on. Really build strong relationships with, and great margins and great product and a lot of fun inside those shops.
So let people know, let listeners that may own shops or because you're going to do retail and wholesale. So what's the best way for people to get a hold of you that way?
Best way to reach us is if you could. We have our my email is scott@thewellcartel.com. Okay, you go to our Instagram page, you will find all of our listings there. You'll also have access to our DM, which is manned 24 hours a day.
I was going to say, can people message through there?
Yeah, we're a very socially conscious and integrated company. So we're very, very easy to reach. You can email me, of course, or you can there's plenty of channels to find us very, very easily on your basic search engines and social media.
Right. All right, Scott. Well, I appreciate your time. All my listeners, I tell them to support local companies. You're a local, CBD company, which I think is doing great things, and hopefully, I wish you the best of luck. And awesome! What a great day to launch. First day of Champs. These are your people. This is this place to be. So.
Yeah.
All right, guys. Champs, first day. I'm here with Ben from Boulder Case Company. Boulder Case Company is pretty self-explanatory, I suppose. It's a case company, but let's let Ben tell listeners more about it. Ben, how the hell are you?
I'm good. Thanks, Taro. Again, my name is Ben. I'm here with Boulder Case Company. We actually manufacture our own cases in the Denver, Colorado area. So everything you see here is 100% Colorado made, and we do include a lifetime warranty on all of our products as well. So, somewhat self-explanatory, as Taro mentioned, we are a hard-sided protective case. Into the specifics, a little bit of detail for you. We are waterproof down to 80 feet deep. We're crush-proof, and we do offer some protective foam lining options on the interior as well. We do the pluck and pull style foam on these larger cases, as well as some egg crate style foam on the smaller stuff. So, we're a little bit new to the scene, but we're growing fast. We're definitely excited to meet some new vendors and retailers here at Champs. I appreciate you taking the time to speak with me.
What's what would you say your market is? I mean, heady glass, what would you say? I mean, is your right now, I suppose. I mean, I know we talked about doing a case for my drone, so I mean, there's lots of applications, but who's your customers right now? What's your customer base? Sure.
So there's certainly quite a bit of crossover. Right now, our customers are primarily heady glass owners, especially with these larger cases. But there's a whole lot of crossover, especially the smaller cases can fit at almost any shop as they're used for just a little chillum, lighter papers, and inexpensive items like that. We also cross over some into the outdoor recreation industry, with boaters.
The waterproof thing you were talking about?
Yeah, sure, so, boaters, campers, things like that.
How do you have you tested that? I mean, or have you actually had, let's say, a testimonial of somebody that, lost a case at the lake and then found it at the bottom or something? Or?
That wouldn't happen actually because they float, so we'll never have to have that one.
Okay, there you go.
But yeah, we have had some people do some pretty rigorous testing and YouTube reviews on the cases,
nice.
Throwing them off of roofs, leaving them out in Arizona sun for months, and so great results with those tests.
You guys have a YouTube channel then?
We're not on YouTube. No. We are on Instagram.
Okay.
We'd love everybody to follow us. We're at Boulder Case Company on Instagram. So head over and find us there.
You got a website too?
Website as well, yeah. That's bouldercasecompany.com.
And people can purchase directly from the website?
We do have a retail purchase available on the website, yeah.
Or wholesale too, like for people at the convention like this too?
Yep, there you go.
How would they just contact you directly for wholesale
wholesale
inquiries?
Contact me directly. It's ben@bouldercasecompany.com or 303-550-2418.
All right. Well, thanks, Ben.
Thanks, Charles.
All right, take care. Thanks again to Scott from the Well Cartel. Follow them on Instagram at well.cartel.official. And you can find them online at www.thewellcartel.com. Also, go follow Ben over at Boulder Case Company. You can find them on Instagram at Boulder Case Company, and same with the website, bouldercasecompany.com. Next interview we have up is with Riana. She's from the Nevada Dispensary Association. I will let her explain what the Nevada Dispensary Association is, so here we go. Thank you, everybody, for listening to the Bud Buddy Las Vegas podcast. I'm excited to have Riana on the episode this week. We've been kind of playing email tag back and forth for a few weeks. Riana is from the Nevada Dispensary Association, and thank you for coming on the podcast, Riana.
Thank you for having me.
So please, if people don't know what the Nevada Dispensary Association is, please tell the listeners more about the association.
It's a nonprofit trade association that formed in 2014. Basically, the members who founded it got together with the goal in mind to develop and implement best practices in the state. And really, their overarching goal was to make sure Nevada rolled its program out in a professional, effective manner, and in a way that would be strictly regulated, so that we wouldn't have some of the problems we've seen in other states with illegal activity.
Right. Yeah, learning from other people's mistakes.
Yes, and so we currently represent I just did the numbers, 94% of the dispensaries in Southern Nevada and over 90% statewide. So most of the dispensaries are members of the association, and many of those are vertically integrated, so they also own cultivation and production facilities.
And what are the benefits of a dispensary or a cultivation being part of the Nevada Dispensary Association?
It's a great way for them to work together. I think the ones who have not been members have found they're kind of just out there on their own and not getting information on best practices and ways to work together as an industry. So it just provides a platform for the members to work together, but it also has been a very effective means of pursuing the interests of marijuana legalization in general, and how Nevada would want to see that play out.
Covering both recreational and medical, right, I suppose?
Yes, medical's been the main focus, partly because that's been, that kind of needed the most help.
Right.
That needed to kind of be created in Nevada, whereas adult use, we already had the template for it. We already had the regulatory framework for sales. We just extended, for the most part, the rules we already had on medical. So medical's been the main focus, and where there's been need for the most change.
Right. And then we talked a little bit before we started the interview, but you said that the Nevada Dispensary Association was integral in getting adult use to market. Is that correct?
Well, many of the members were very involved in the campaign itself and supported the campaign and put a lot of work and effort into the campaign itself. The association was also involved, but more so the association was involved with pushing for the sales to occur 6 months earlier than they were required to under the actual ballot initiative once it passed. And the reason for that was, that gave a 6-month window for raising more tax revenue, a 6-month window to begin to compete with the black market. And there was really no need to wait an additional 6 months because, again, the framework for the sales, for the distribution, for all the rules in place, for the tracking, all of that was already in place from medical. Right. So there's really no need to wait. So the industry and the association were very involved in making sure they were ready for those sales and that
Right.
they were following all the rules set out for them.
Because it is a little different, it's a little bit different process, I'd imagine, for from medical to recreational use. And no, you're right. There was no real reason for them to wait, a whole year after the law had went into effect, because the framework was pretty much already there. And I like to joke with people, and obviously it's about money. I mean, the bottom line, anything is about money. And I always kind of joke about, it's Nevada, I believe, and if you correct me if I'm wrong, but I believe, medical marijuana had been, on the books since like 2001 or 2002, but we didn't actually have a dispensary until 2015, right? And that was about the timeline. And then when it was recreational, people couldn't fall over themselves quick enough to get this, get the recreational adult use in place because of, like you said, all the revenue that was being missed out on.
Your timeline is accurate. Yeah, with it was, I think it was I have it written down. It was 2000 or 2001 where medical was legalized, but then the framework for the sales were legalized in 2013, and then the first one opened in 2015.
I believe the first one was Euphoria Wellness. I think was the first dispensary at least in Southern Nevada.
Yeah. So Euphoria Wellness was the first in Southern Nevada, and Silver State Relief was the first in the state.
And Euphoria, they are, I don't know how much people follow cannabis or my listeners follow cannabis outside of, out of Southern Nevada, but geez, Euphoria Wellness, they're in Maryland now. I went up to, I'm originally from Western Montana, so last year I went up, they have a Montana Hemp Fest, they call it, and it's patient friendly, and I had actually made a relationship with the Euphoria Wellness here, got the information for the cousin of one of the owners here. He actually owns a dispensary up in Bozeman, Montana, and and it was so crazy to go up there and see they've actually partnered with BAM in packaging. So I go to Montana and I see the same exact packaging that I was seeing in a dispensary here from a brand. It was actually kind of cool because it's a brand that I trust and I know, and then and obviously I know the Euphoria brand as well. So it's the sign of the future or the sign of the times. I think you're going to start seeing more of this, which is pretty exciting.
Yeah, that is interesting. I didn't know that they were connected to one in Montana. I didn't even know Montana had legalized it.
The recreational. Or not regular, sorry. It's
Right,
patients. Yeah, it's for medical use. They've been medical. I think 4 or 5 years. I really shouldn't say one, but it's pretty. What's weird about up there though is you are not as a patient. You sign up with a caregiver, and that's your caregiver until you decide, or caregiver/dispensary. So if you want, you didn't have the option of visiting maybe 4 or 5 different dispensaries. You have your one, and then if you want to move, you have to. You just go to the state's website, you fill out a paperwork, and it takes like 48 hours. And then you can go to a different dispensary or a different caregiver. But they just, I guess they use that as a way to keep track of it, or a little bit more regulated. So.
Yeah, that was actually initially anticipated in Nevada too, and then there was a realization that was completely unnecessary here anyway, because we had so many other controls in place, like a registry, and the patients, what they were purchasing was tracked. It's no longer, but
right.
So that was contemplated here, but fortunately we never actually put that in place.
Yeah, and I think they're actually trying to kind of do away with that up in Montana, but it's very, it's a very conservative state, and cannabis was something that, I mean, obviously, as we all know, I mean, the West is pretty progressive when it's coming to cannabis. Utah and Idaho need to come around a little bit more, but they'll get there. I think when they see everybody else surrounding them, generating tax revenue, creating jobs, and actually, and helping people. I mean, really, that's the bottom line with at least medical cannabis should be, is an opportunity for somebody that needs relief. They can't get traditional relief from a doctor or, from prescribed medication. to be able to use these alternative medicines, and I'm glad to hear that you say that the Nevada Dispensary Association has done what they can to keep the medical program intact, because I think that's important too for the state. So
Yeah, they not only do many of the members have a personal connection to the medical program. Some of them got involved either just because they really supported, medical marijuana, and some of them have an actual family member with very serious conditions across the board who have treated with it. So a lot of them have like I said, a personal connection to it. But there's been a recognition that if the industry is going to do well at all, we've really got to maintain a strong medical program. I mean, that's the whole reason for it existing. And if there's going to be the progress in areas like research and areas like, veterans being able to access it,
right,
that's probably going to happen in the medical program first. So there's a lot of reasons to maintain it, and we've recognized those, fortunately, before adult use was legalized, so we could make sure that there were protections for the program in place. And one of those is improving access. It's
right.
just, I understand why the laws were so strict in the beginning. It was an entirely new program. We didn't know how it was going to work. But there were some hurdles to obtaining access, which we recognize now aren't necessary, especially when you have adult use legalized. So we focused on and supported measures that would increase access, and I think we haven't there really hasn't been much of a discussion of it right currently, but I think the association would continue to fight for and improve those conditions which allow access for medical patients.
Right, exactly, and I would think so, because that seems to be the ultimate goal for the association is the access to cannabis, no matter who you are, and especially if it's medical. So let me ask you this, actually, just it's
kind of for those 21 and above.
Exactly. Well, exactly right. Or in special cases where there are, I know, but right, medical certain situations, right, doctor supervisions and everything, of course.
Right, right.
Let's talk about. I saw some stuff, and I this is my bad for not being up on the schedule before the phone call. But Nevada Dispensary Association is offering training classes, right, for dispensary employees, cultivation employees. Talk a little bit about that.
Yeah, we have a variety of classes. One coming up, just as an example, is focused on security. It's on August 7th. We'll have active assailant training, stop the bleed training, and an overview of the security requirements in an establishment. So this is training that is required. Everybody who works in an establishment is required to have emergency response training. This particular class is not the required. I mean, You can get this emergency response training from wherever does emergency response training.
Sure.
But this will fill a lot of the training requirement needs under the new regulations as to what's required. So that's just one of our classes. We do have a schedule online. We do have a couple available online, so you don't need to wait for a class to open up. Those are, for example, dispensary agent training. If you want to work in a dispensary, it goes over the basics of what you'd need to know under the state laws. Another one is packaging and labeling, to become familiar with the rules around, the extensive rules around packaging and labeling products. And then there's a schedule of the live classes. We're always adding new classes, and they cover a range from, for example, record keeping. There's a lot of record keeping involved in the industry, and everybody it needs to be familiar with at least some of the rules relating to record keeping, like cleaning schedules. Anybody at every level is going to need to be familiar with the cleaning schedules and keep an eye out, make sure they're being updated, or record keeping on missing product, for example. If you know that there was a missing product, which doesn't happen often, then there's a log for it, and everybody needs to be familiar with that. And then there's classes on on just common issues that everybody in the industry needs to be familiar with.
Well, and I suppose these classes are always they're not static, they're always kind of changing when new things come up, when new issues come up in the industry, because it is it's a pretty new industry. I mean, even, a few states that have been recreational for a few years now, those are, we're still kind of catching up to them, so, and I know they're still kind of learning as they go along. I know Colorado and Denver are still trying to figure out, a public consumption, usage, and, I know that's something that Nevada is trying to figure out, but I think, from what I understand is they're waiting to see what other people do, which I think Nevada should set the standard. I really think they, but obviously there's hurdles, and I know gaming control is probably one of those hurdles, because you can't do any of these kind of events in a casino. It's there's a lot of weird areas there, and I'm hoping though that and the lounges is another thing I know that that we've been that people are talking about, but. Do you guys have any input on cannabis lounges? Is that something you guys would have input on?
Um, it is the type of topic we would usually weigh in on, but on this particular one, the NDA hasn't taken a position, because there are a lot of variables to consider, and there are members on who are in favor, and then some who want to wait and see what happens at the federal level.
Sure, which I can totally understand, because that's there's already a lot of money out there right now that people are investing in, that it's got to be scary for some of these people, but obviously they knew the risk that they were getting into before they did it, I'm sure. But it's back to the classes. Where can people find what's the website, and where can people find the classes online?
The classes are at www.nvdispense.com.
Okay. And then there's those classes are not free, right? You got to pay for the online classes, or?
Yeah, but there are some free classes as well.
Okay.
We've had some really good free ones, like, one, this is really random. It's just the first one that popped up, is insurance procurement. So it's about the issue is, everybody needs some insurance coverage. This
Sure.
is for the businesses. So how do you go about getting marijuana insurance? Because there are a lot of things that aren't covered, or a lot of, you need to sometimes have several policies.
Right.
And then another one was anti-money laundering practices. That was free, which I think is great for anybody, because a lot of payments are done in cash. So even if you're getting, receiving your own payroll in cash, it's a good class to know,
Right.
Get some tips on how to make sure that you're not doing anything that would be considered money laundering.
Right, and the thing is you might not know. You just might be going about your normal day doing normal business, and might not know that something you are doing could be kind of considered a gray area. And it's nice to know if you take these classes. And then also, hell, these things would look great on a resume, I'm sure, too. Any of this stuff that that people take classes and stuff, I would think would elevate people above other candidates that are looking for jobs. And that's something that I try to do, with my social media, with the blog. I try to help people, share job postings, give insight on what it is or what it takes to get a job in the industry, and then because it's tough, and I try to explain to people too that working in the industry isn't bong hits and dabs all day. It's like you said, it's these classes you're talking, it's compliance, it's a real job, it's I think that's why there's some high turnover in some of these positions too. They're getting better. I talked to dispensary managers, and it's good to see a manager that's been there for a year, or a year and a half now, because some of these places I would deal with some of their marketing or other management, and then I go away for a month or two, and then I come back and it's a whole completely new team, and they had no idea what I was talking to about before, and it's frustrating, but that's kind of just part of the business. But yeah, please. Okay, so please tell the listeners where they can. We did the website. It was nvdispense.com, right? Was the website. Right. Social media platforms. Is there a social media accounts for NV or for Nevada Dispensary Association?
There are, and sadly I don't know them, but they'd be on our website as well.
Okay. And I'll make sure I give a little shout out when I recap the interview too on the podcast. So. Perfect. No, that's great. And then what I'm going to do actually too is I'm going to do a blog post about this in the next few days, and really just point people to the website and tell, let people know that this is a great resource if they're looking for a job, if they're already in the industry trying to, get compliant on things. And I mean, I don't know how I can really stress it enough to people that, if you want to succeed in the industry and get ahead, this is the kind of stuff that you need to be doing. You need to be, going to your guys' website, going to the classes, doing the free ones, even, if you got to come out of pocket for a little bit, it's going to be worth it if this is something that, you're looking to do for a career. So, I think the Nevada Dispensary Association is a great asset to the industry. So Riana, thank you. Thank you for doing the interview.
Thank you so much. Nice to meet you.
Thanks again to Riana for coming on the podcast and giving us some knowledge on Nevada dispensaries. And if you want to learn more, they got some great classes for people that are looking to get in the industry and people that are already into the industry, a great knowledge base. So head over to nvdispense.com and you can follow them on Instagram as well at nvdispense. So make sure you give them a follow if you're looking to get into the industry. Some great knowledge and great people over there. What's up, everybody? Have you wanted to invest in cannabis but didn't know how to do it? Head over to the website www.budbuddypodcast.com/invest. I got a little article over there about how you can invest in cannabis and get $5 free just by clicking on the link on my website. So again, www.budbuddypodcast.com/invest and get your $5 free to invest in cannabis today. Thanks again for listening, everybody. Next up, we got Lauren. She's going to tell us about our adoptable dog of the week from the Churchill Foundation. She's got a dog with her named Tex, so let's let Lauren tell you all about Tex.
Tex is about a 7 or 8 month old hound pit mix, we think. We pulled him from the shelter a couple of weeks ago, and he's currently looking for a foster home so we can finish up all of his medical, kind of get to know him a bit more, but we're pretty sure he's dog friendly, kid friendly, and he also comes with lots of free training. He was very sick, was turned into the shelter. We saw him there and couldn't leave him because we didn't think he would make it through the night. So he's been at our vet getting fixed up. He's feeling so much better. So we're currently looking for a foster home. It could end up becoming a foster to adopt if you fall in love with him, with dogs that are fully vaccinated, just in case he still has anything going on. Our vets are pretty sure it is not contagious, but we just like to play it safe. We're still getting to know him. He's super cute, super sweet, and he's gorgeous. He'll be a gorgeous dog when he grows up. You can put in a foster application at info@thechurchillfoundation.org. You can also find information on him on our website or on our Facebook. We are also running an adoption special for the next couple of weeks through Best Friends Animal Society, where all adoption fees are waived. So if you are approved to adopt one of our dogs, you don't have to pay an adoption fee, which is pretty cool. So you can email us if you have any questions, message us on Facebook. We would love to get some of our dogs adopted these next couple of weeks. Also, if you're interested in adopting Tex and helping him in his next stage in life, we'd also love to hear from you.
Thanks again to Lauren for coming on and taking the time to, help out these dogs and try to find them a forever home. You can follow her on Instagram at Lauren_Michelle. If that's too much for you to remember, just go on Instagram, or on the website, go to budbuddypodcast.com or on our Instagram page and look for any of the podcast episodes, and Lauren's link will be on there, so make sure you give her a follow. And also the Churchill Foundation, their information's on all those pages as well. They always have dogs and cats that need homes and foster homes, forever homes, anything, donations, anything you can do to help. It's really appreciated. All right, everybody, that's the end of the podcast. Shout out to Joshua Herzog again for providing the music for this episode. Thanks to Riana from the Nevada Dispensary Association, Scott from the Well Cartel, Ben from Boulder Case Company, and thanks to everybody who listened. Head over to the budbuddypodcast.com website where you can download episodes, new episodes, catch up on old episodes. We're on iTunes, Google Podcast Store. You can, we're all over the place, so definitely download us. If if you have a problem finding the episode, just hit me up. I'll email it directly to you, whatever you need. So, thanks again for listening, and see you next time.